Nasra Sandhu, the left arm spinner, always bowls in a cap.
Yeah, England, interesting about Nat Sivra as well, by the way. She loves a bit of left arm spins. So I'm going to have to be conscious. She has such a good economy rate, Sandhu, but also on the flip side, Nat Sivra strikes at averages 50.
England have done so well in this tournament in the power play, scores of 69, 58, 55 and 37. They've gone off quickly because of Danny Wyatt. So you've got a deep point, there's a deep mid-wicket. Danny Wyatt walking across.
Over that leg side. So I think it's just one of those things. It's just a small creep, but you just got to look to lift that. Good running here. It should be fine. One thing that I noticed, I did a lot of batting, coaching, batting, etc. And you do notice little creeps come into some players. I used to sometimes find my back lift would creep around to wider slips. Some as your head weight falls over. It's just small things, and all it needs is the coach to say, stand up a fraction.
So if you had to use that picture right there, you'd like her eyes to be level with those two bars, absolutely horizontal.
And it means you pick up the ball earlier because of the trajectory coming through. It means your balance is a little bit more upright. It just helps because you then end up having to fight against yourself. So it's small, but I think if she just picks that back up, it will stop that drag across the line.
Good stuff, Ebbs. Here she goes again. 7 gone, 63 for 2.
Well, good recovery here. Partnership now 30 of 16. It's a good day. It's not too hot.
This partnership has very quickly put on 30 runs from just 16 balls. Nidadar, her first over went for 13. And both Danny Wyatt, who's on strike, and Nat Sivra went after her. You've got to be careful when you're doing that. If you get your foot in the way, get your hands down. Danny Wyatt, she packs a punch. Well, England on top of that list of countries. They're the best scoring rate against spin. They're going at almost 9 and over, so they like spin, and you can see the way they're playing this spin attack. They're going after it. They're attacking Pakistan spin bowlers. Through 4.
Well, we're talking about England striking well against spin, and what you cannot afford to do is miss your mark. This is good full stump line, and that is where Natseva loves to just lay into it, and then a bit of flair at the back end. Why not enjoy that shot?
See how far forward she's gone. That front foot has gone so far forward. And she's going to look for two here. She wants the second. She wants to stay on strike. You can just see Nida Dar is just berating the fielder. No.
You got to love the pose. You know the photographers are around, and you want to hold it, and then give it a little bit of something at the end.
There it is. What Natseva is doing here, she's dominating Nida Dar to such an extent that Nida Dar doesn't quite know what a good length is. If it's short, it's going square. If it's full, it's being drilled straight back at her. So she's probably got a heart in her mouth at the moment. She doesn't quite know the length that she's got to bowl.
Sometimes I think in these scenarios, you just actually want to think about maybe even just forcing to only hit one side of the wicket. Sometimes it might be bowling a bit tighter, the stumps coming around and setting that.
Full toss, and it's put away. This will be another boundary. Nida Dar is expensive, and England going well. 8 gone, 75 for 2.
Yeah, at the moment, England are able to hit both sides of the wicket. They're moving around, and with the poor fielding as well, it just allows the boundaries to keep coming. But I would think about trying to just force them to hit at least one side, and then you can control it. Otherwise, this Manhattan is going to keep pumping with big scores.
Couple of big overs for England, who won the toss here. Heather Knight saying we'll have a bat first in beautiful conditions. Natseva Brunt 20 from 11. That's a strike rate of 181. Danny Wyatt striking at 170. Nashra Sandhu. And this assault on especially Nida Dar. Nida Dar's gone for 25 in 2, and she's lost her length, and that's what England have done. They've got this aggressive approach, bearing in mind that it's a Pakistan attack that's depleted. It only has the one recognized seam bowler.
You can see as well in Danny Wyatt's setup, she has just only got boundary on her mind. She's standing on that leg side, just opening up the stumps, offering a lot of width, whereas Natseva the other way, she likes to go across the stumps towards you, often hit it to the leg, but they're both eyeing up. So she's looking right now, is that deep square option on?
Well, Natseva wants to get down the other end. She wants to be on strike. She's just come out and she's seen the ball like twice the size. Yeah, Siva Brunt says, yeah, we'll take one there.
It is good to see that England are topping a lot of the stats. So we talked about highest rate against spin, most boundary count. There's a lot of good stats that are kind of the ones that you want to see in a tournament leading up towards the later stages.
Well, it's part now, isn't it? It's the shot. I mean, the reverse comes around, and she's played everything so well without it, and thought, well, okay, let's try it. Joe Root plays it at test level. So Natsieva says, let's pull the reverse sweep out. Doesn't get anywhere, but that's the end of 9 overs. England 80 for 2.
Well, batting depth is another thing that really stood out. Heather Knight has an excellent strike rate in the sort of 16 to 24. We saw what Amy Jones did the other day, coming in, striking sixes. Really this side back down to number 9 and 10 for me. Charlie Dean, still a very good accomplished batter. So it's the improvement this England side have made over the last year or so. School, sun's out. Wilco, one thing I've noticed here is how much dancing. Energy, music. I've seen WV came and danced with me and some of the kids, and have you been out?
I saw you. I saw it on
social media.
Yeah, on social media. Up, inside out and over that extra for 4. What a lovely shot that is. Goodness me, Natsieva Brunt's pulling everything out here. That's the 50 partnership, and it's come off just 30 balls.
This is a wow shot for me. She's just able to work with the spin and then use the wrist and power. Doesn't matter where they're trying to put that fielder on the offside, she's able to thread it through the gap. So I think you avoided the question. How's your moves, Wilco? The kids are showing us how it's done.
Yeah, mine slower, a lot slower.
I tell you what, actually, these two are very good movers, by the way. Obviously, the partnership of 52 in the team, they would be up there as some of the better dancers. Catherine Sivabrunt also likes to throw some shapes. Must be helping the batting.
Coach there on the right, John Lewis, JJ Lewis. Short, oh, it's a googly as well. It's a little bit of bounce. Tuba Hassan is short in stature, got a little bit of bounce. Yeah. They're going to push for a second. Danny Wyatt's going back to the danger end, and she makes her ground easily. That's a good run by Danny Wyatt. She was going to the non-strikers end, the danger end.
And I think this is somewhere Pakistan have got to be sharper today for me in the field. But look how quick they touch and go. There's no long hanging around, overthinking. It allows them to sneak in a few of those singles.
Shot single off the last ball of the 10th. 10 overs gone. It's 89 for 2.
Nothing. It really is something. With Expedia, you can save when you book your flight, hotel, and car as one customized package. So you can have a bit more money to do even less. Atoll protected.
Zoe's finally joining the early morning swim, spurred on by a new Apple Watch Series 8 she got from Vitality for £39 if she stays active.
Because Vitality is different, we don't just protect you, we encourage you to stay healthy too.
I think what she's trying to say is the water's rather cold.
Get your Apple Watch Series 8 with Vitality Health and Life Insurance, sharing the benefits of healthy living.
This is an urgent appeal from the Disasters Emergency Committee. You've seen the news. Many people have lost their lives and survivors urgently need life-saving assistance. We need your help to provide life-saving food, shelter, clean water and medical assistance. Please call 0800 038 0245 Text SAVE5 to 70787 to give £10 or go online to donate now. Thank you.
Show the world what it means to be a fan at fanatics.co.uk, a collection of officially licensed fan gear. Fanatics.co.uk, officially licensed everything.
Lunch. No fun. But at KFC, lunch is kind of a big deal. Get the Twister Wrap of the day, just $1.98 at KFC.
I can't wait to meet my nephew Carl. He's my own fur and blood. And he's
guys! He's a wombat.
Oh! Uncle Alexander! You've grown.
Oh, I got you this awesome gift from Oz. Had to smuggle it in my pouch.
How long is Carl staying exactly? Away from the frog, now! Nice talking to you. It was the wombat!
Don't wombat it, meerkat it.
Simples.
Frog, now!
Well, it's a beautiful day in Cape Town. Let's take you back to a beautiful day for Heather Knight in 2020.
Nice shot.
Cape Town, let's take you back to a beautiful day for
Went
Heather Knight.
early.
It sounded really good off the bat. That's all the way. That's a big one. That's another 50 for Heather Knight. The England skipper loves it in Canberra. Really good off the bat. That's all the way. That's a
Yeah,
big
she
one.
definitely loved batting in Canberra. Absolutely brilliant that day. A half century to her name, despite her team being in a little bit of trouble at one stage. They were 3 down with 81 on the board. She put an excellent half century, got the Player of the Match award, and a win by 42 runs against Pakistan. In a little bit of trouble at one stage. They were 3 down with 81 on the board. It's the vice captain, Natsova Brunt, that is looking to put runs on the board. What a partnership this is at the moment, Debbie.
Yes, they're rollicking along at the moment, aren't they? They have both really applied themselves to this spin-heavy Pakistan attack. They look in no difficulty whatsoever, which is ominous for Pakistan.
Very, very good placement. She's playing a wonderful innings. I know Nasser Hussain, his words when she came into bat was, she could do with some runs. I suppose that's one way of putting it. She hasn't had the tournament she would have wanted, but she is playing beautifully today.
I really love the positiveness she has in getting those first movements in. She's not afraid to come down the pitch so that she's really trying to get to the pitch of the ball. And that's what enables her to hit over the top.
This is superb, absolutely superb from her. A half century at a time in the tournament where she would love to find form. Perfect for her right now.
Well, she most definitely has found form just this morning. That was an incredible shot that she almost put one foot across to the offside and then really used her wrists, and it ended up at a square leg. Phenomenal.
Looking for something similar. The result will be slightly different. It's a couple of extra runs for Wyatt and England. 100 up.
And that's England's 10th 6 in the tournament. I mentioned at the pitch report that they had already had 8. Danny Wyatt just adding to that total. Shorter side of the boundary. Still a 64-metre hit though. It's not bad.
Scoring at almost 190 at the moment, strike rate. It's the second fastest half century of this tournament. Fastest being Alice Capsey with 21. And it's tie second with Talia McGrath, who also had 29 balls. She's really worked on that element of her game as well, Danny Wyatt. She's always been good square, but just that opening of the face and a lovely touch behind square.
And I like the way that she's happy to play those touch shots. She's not just trying to hit sixes every single ball. It's really important to have that variety.
It's big over for England. Big over. And the running between the wickets is good, as you expect from England. 105 for 2. They're continuing to hit boundaries at the moment, England. We spoke about the fact that they're a big boundary hitting team. 12 fours and 2 sixes in the settings already. That's the Cape Town Stadium. It's built for 2010, used now for football and rugby as well. The Sevens gets played there every year. Beautiful venue, right by Sea Point. $105 for 2. We spoke about Wyatt and the form that she hasn't quite had, but today she's finding it. She's scoring all round as well.
She most definitely has. Lots of boundaries, whacked over the leg side, caressed down through that fine area, and beautiful shots over the extra cover area. It's been a delight to watch.
Chipping the ball in the air. Brilliant, nicely taken. She settled well underneath it, and finally a break of the partnership, courtesy of a catch from Sid Ramin.
I imagine Danny Wyatt will be pretty disappointed that she's hit it straight down her throat. Really trying to hit a 6 there.
And I actually quite like this from England. Really lengthens a batting lineup that already had a lot of depth to it, but just adds a different element, adds a different role maybe in a way for her too. Saw them doing that against South Africa last year.
And I was talking to their coach this morning, he'll be really happy with Danny Wyatt's contribution, but I know she herself will be disappointed that it basically went straight down her throat. What I was going to say, Nat, was I was talking to the English coach this morning, and I was saying to him how wonderful it must be for him to have these very experienced players who are able to come in should they lose a couple of early wickets.
It's quite a long hit, obviously, down there. We saw that 65 metres. Overs are on target from Pakistan. You'd expect that. It's all been about spinners. You'd expect that. It seemed to keep really low. Might waited a long time for that and somehow shovels it to the leg side.
Did look like
to do that. Drag it from outside the off stump and smack it to leg side. Dominance from the opener and tied as the second fastest 50 in this World Cup. Tied with Talia McGrath and his Capsy 21. What a talent she is as well. Strong side England at the moment. Dar back for her third over. She's been expensive.
Pressure on Nita Dar today. She's taken over the captaincy with the regular captain Bismar Maruf being injured and unable to play. So added pressure for Nita Dar, captaining as well as being one of their frontline bowlers. While I was saying that I was being slightly critical of Danny Wyatt hitting the ball straight down to long off, it was only because I know that she was batting so well that she'll be disappointed with herself. I loved watching her play today. Gee, she was impressive.
Down on one knee. Has this gone far enough? No, it hasn't. Another good catch on the boundary. Nita Dar picks up a wicket despite being expensive earlier. The leading wicket taker in T20 internationals.
Congratulations to her. It was a powerful shot, but not powerful enough. Nita Dar, congratulations to her. It's a short stay for Heather Knight today. She's gone for only 4. England are now 113 for 4.
Enjoy more of the latest blockbusters than anywhere else this February on Sky Cinema.
Good morning, aviators. This is your captain speaking.
You're going to want to hear the whole story.
It's the story of a lifetime.
I am ready.
You coming or what?
3, 2, 1.
I think you're going to want to see this.
More of the latest blockbusters this February on Sky Cinema.
Nita Dar leading the side for the first time today in the absence of Bismar Maruf, now finds herself on the top in terms of most wicket takers in women's T20 internationals, and this is what got her there. The Knights trying to go for leg side, trying to go for the big boundary, and a nice catch on the boundary. Catching's been good. Now, Amy Jones walks to the crease, and she also found some form the other day. They're very nicely at St George's Park. Just over the top, only just. Was so close to the hands of Sadia Iqbal.
And you can see the disappointment, Nita Dar. She would have loved to have Amy Jones out first ball. Oh, just about was able to hang on to it. Oh. Natalie was just pointing out that she nearly turned her ankle over as well, so could have been a double blow.
But a turn and bounce there as well, so she's actually dealt with that quite nicely in the end. It just seemed to surprise her a little bit.
And no player out there on that deep square leg boundary like there was for Heather Knight. So a gift of the 4 runs. Just changing now, and the deep square leg we see goes back into place. Another player comes up to the circle edge on the offside.
119 for 4.
This was the shot of Heather Knight, a powerful shot, but really well judged catch down on the boundary, and I'm sure another person who's going to be quite annoyed that they've managed to find that deep square leg boundary hunter.
On the board. England in a very good position still, despite losing 4 wickets. They've got a long batting lineup. But from Pakistan's point of view, they don't have a lot of options in terms of variation with pace. Just Fatima Sana, really. So it does mean it's a lot of spin coming the way of England. Now, 7 overs to go. Nat Sivabrunt is in brilliant form. Expecting more from her as well, but Amy Jones, watch out for her, because she found some good form the other day in St George's Park.
Now, I imagine that these two batters, they'll probably want to bat for another, say, 3 overs at least together. They won't be wanting to get down in their order too early on, England. These two have the ability to hit big, need to just develop a little partnership.
Turn again, quite wide. Interesting that she's choosing to take that to leg side.
And it could be, Nat, that with the new batter in Amy Jones, if she's having a little difficulty, she might be wise just to get Nat Sivabrunt back down the other end.
Gave that a little bit of air. Was that the googly? Because it looked like it went the other way. We'd just seen the conventional leg spinner, which definitely turned. Now have a look at this. It just skidded through. Drag down. Drag down, and then maybe an unkind bounce as well. Backwards square leg.
Anita Dar was certainly looking at the ground as that ball shot past her there. Let's have a look, see if it just spins a bit. Wasn't a particularly good effort from Nita Dar. I love the way she's saying to the crowd, seriously, what are you doing? Had been a very good over for Tuba Hassan. Let's see if she can finish it off.
Yeah, she's just unlucky with that boundary in the over, really. Now a bit of a mix-up, but all ends well for England. Another over done, 125 for 4. Some big towers in that innings. Some big overs for England. Actually through the tournament, but today as well. Just a couple of wickets though recently for Pakistan will give them a little bit of hope in restricting England. Just slow the scoring rate down a little bit. But they've still got a very good platform here with 6 overs to go. And enjoying the conditions. They haven't played in this tournament just yet here at Newlands. First game here. They may very well have a few more. We'll have a semi-final. Will they have a final? Big day, of course. It's a big day. It's the last day of action in the group stage of the ICC Women's T20 World Cup 2023. And it's the hosts. They'll be wanting to right the nightmares that they had of the opening match against Sri Lanka. They're up against Bangladesh. And the equation is simple for South Africa. They have to win to make it through. Just to give you a confirmation of Group 1, Australia are through already. New Zealand will be watching this very closely because a loss for South Africa means New Zealand will go through with Australia. A win for South Africa, and South Africa goes through. Down leg side. And again, fielding not up to the standard it needs to be.
Yeah, disappointing for the bowlers. Sadia Iqbal, not a good effort at stopping what was a powerful shot, but at this level, that makes the difference between teams scoring big and being able to contain them. It's really important for the fielders to try and support their bowlers. And for Fatima Sana, she's the only frontline seamer in the Pakistan side. She'll be wanting a better effort from her fielders.
Oh, that's a full toss, and I think that might well be above waist high. Yes, it is. So that's a no ball, and probably a warning, I would imagine, too.
It's just going to take a minute here, Amy Jones, to get clobbered by that ball with Fatima Sana bowling it. Much quicker than the spinners, of course. Took her by surprise. Just about on her waistline of her trousers. It's good that she just takes a minute. And let's see what she can do with this free hit. Can she take advantage of it?
Was looking leg side initially and then chose to go straight. I only realised does quite well in the end.
Ali Reyes making a good effort to stop that very straight hit from Amy Jones.
She did that a lot the other day. She loves doing that to bowlers, loves trying to upset their line as much as possible. And their length too.
Yes, you've got to have a good eye to play this shot, but with only 4 fielders on the leg side, Amy Jones is certainly targeting that pre-planned shot, but really well watched. It's almost like a mini ramp shot on the leg side.
Yeah, she's just keeping an eye on that short fine leg, I would imagine, because that is just in that inner ring. Oh, we are hearing now from the umpires that there's been 5 penalty runs, and that means that there was a discarded piece of equipment on the field and the ball hit that, and as a result it's 5 penalty runs.
Well, they've certainly got good eyesight, because I hadn't noticed that myself, so just shows how alert the umpires need to be.
Here it is. So that glove that's been discarded, it's eventually hit it more from a mistake from the fielder in that she dropped it onto the glove. Oh, another full toss. It's another full toss above waist high, called a no ball. And there was also one previously in the over, Do the umpires feel that this over-waist high is dangerous or not? And I think that is exactly what Natseva-Brunt is asking, because you cannot bowl 2 over waist high in an innings. You'll get taken off if the umpires feel that it is dangerous.
Well, I can certainly tell you that Amy Jones is not very happy about it. Big discussion here between Natseva-Brunt and the umpire. She had already gone back in her crease, and it's hit her in exactly the same place as last time.
And Natseva-Brunt, the vice-captain, is not overly happy with this decision. She feels that this should be the bowler taken out of the attack. It's a good reply in the end, really. Actually did quite well, but just feel that maybe Natseva-Brunt not too happy with that decision, and feeling that the bowler should be taken out of the attack.
And I can see Amy Jones is just having a really good stretch down the batter's end. Here's the 2 deliveries that we were talking about. 2 deliveries in the same over. And clearly, from my point of view, it's a mistake from Fatima. There's no malice intended. But it still hurt Amy Jones.
I think Lauren Achenbacher said because she moved across, and it's not considered to be dangerous. I think so. She was trying to explain that earlier. Because she had moved well across, it's a bit of a different decision. Interesting over. So much happening. 143 for 4.
Five overs to go here at Newlands, Cape Town, where England have won the toss in this last group match for these 2 sides. And England looking odds on to getting a very big total here for Pakistan. A magnificent 12 apostles on the seaside, the seaboard side. It's in the air. Oh, she didn't move at all. Nashra Sandhu is out there.
She has been brilliant in the field for Pakistan in this T20 World Cup, but this time indecisive. She could have gone for that catch, and that's why Tuba Hassan doesn't look happy.
You could almost hear then, Sana, the entire Pakistan team shouting at her to come in. Tuba Hassan, the leg spinner. Have another go. That is half century for Natseva-Brunt, her 12th 50 in T20 internationals, her 6th in the ICC T20 World Cup tournament. Mum and Dad very happy.
And why wouldn't they? Back-to-back 50s for Natseva-Brunt, 50 against India. She got out on 50, so Pakistan might be looking at this. They have an opportunity.
Short, dragged down and pulled away fiercely for 4 more.
150 up for England. Not the best of deliveries this time from Tuba. There's no fielder on the leg side. Deep. And this is her practicing the same shot in the morning.
Oh, I love that shot. Has she got enough on it? Oh, yes, she has. Absolutely caressed and timed exquisitely. 6 over long off, inside out, as good as it gets.
Maybe the shot of the tournament so far for me. This use of the feet, beautiful, exquisite timing. Playing with the spin. Look at those long levers lifting the ball.
Problem for Pakistan's spin attack is that Natseva, Danny Wyatt, they both attack them, and they've ensured that they've not bowled a consistent length. The length has been a problem.
And that has been my concern for Pakistan. They have the best spin attack, but England batters play spin really well.
It's the end of an expensive over. 16 from it. 16 gone, 159 for 4.
Oi! Are you watching? You don't want to miss this. This game's too fast, too tough, and too big to ignore. There's nothing like League. And this is the Betfred Super League. It's only live once.
Natseva Brunt, 29 ball half century. This is the fastest 50s in the T20 World Cup. Huge game tonight for the home country. It's 4 more. Natseva Brunt is putting pressure on these fielders. That's Umaima Sohail down there.
And what she's doing really well is making sure there's a boundary on the first ball of the over. Nida Dar trying to go for that fuller length to avoid that sweep shot. But Natseva Brunt, she's watching the ball really well now.